About convening a scheduled public hearing for the purpose of hearing the update to the adoption of the proposed code of regulations. Sorry, I forgot to turn that down. Sorry. Code of regulations for the sanitary engineering department, as well as a public hearing regarding proposed rate changes for water use, as well as sanitary sewer. This is live also on Facebook, and those that are listening to us are able to provide comment, and we do have the opportunity to review those and likewise put those into the public hearing public record. So with that, I'll turn over to Jeremy Cinco, our sanitary engineer, to provide us an overview and a summary of the proposed changes.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having this hearing here, and anyone that's attending. I guess we'll start, if we don't mind, we can start with the code of regulations. The sanitary engineering department, we requested services from Albers and Albers, which is a law firm out of Columbus, to help rewrite our existing regulations, to tighten up some loose ends, bring us into compliance in some other respects. Some of the major items in here I would like to bring up in that regard would be the disconnection process, which is a little bit different than how we've been handling. Essentially, anyone that would be proposed to be disconnected through for non-payment of a water bill would have the opportunity, would get a notice from us explaining why the disconnection would happen. They would have, I believe, 14 days to respond and request a hearing through our office, at which time, if the hearing was requested, we would go through the hearing process and make final determination on that matter. So that is a little bit different than how things have been handled in the past. And then also another one of the main changes here that we had was our fee and charge schedule. When we had probably 5 or 6 different resolutions that established different fees and rates. So the idea here was to bring all of those 5 resolutions, bring it into one document to get adopted. This way all of our fees were in one location for ease of access and review. With that being said, I'd like to move over to the sanitary sewer proposed rate increase.
Okay.
Essentially, the sanitary sewer has 2 components to its bill. There's a sanitary sewer usage rate and a sewer debt fee. The recommendation here is to increase the sewer user rate by $4 per ERU per month. So the current rate is $28.75 per ERU, and so that would bring it up to $32.75 per ERU, and that would that would affect both residential and commercial and industrial customers. The sewer debt fee would remain the same at $6.50. On the water side, the water also has 2 components to the utility bill, which is the water user rate and a water debt fee. The recommendation here is to increase the water usage rate from $10 per 1,000 gallons to $10.50 per 1,000 gallons. That we would anticipate for a typical residential family using about 4,500 gallons a month. They'd see about a $2.25 increase to their monthly the monthly water bill, and the water debt fee for this would remain the same. For residential, that's $8 per month.
Okay. Okay. Did you want to outline the main reasons for the increase in the sanitary sewer
Sure.
user rates, as well as for the water? I think you've got some of this available online. Go ahead.
So as far as the sanitary sewer goes, we have multiple funds that the sanitary sewer has, one of them being the operating fund. Those costs are associated with employee wages, benefits, Also, operating and maintaining the sewer infrastructure, such as supplies, materials, repairs, services, gas for our vehicles, utilities, equipments, and then there's some other funds that we have that don't have a revenue source. For instance, like our IT fund, we have a construction fund and a couple capital improvement funds that do not have a revenue source. So anything, all of our user rates, all the revenue generated from them gets transferred into these other funds to cover the costs coming out of there. Based on our budgetary numbers with the increase of $4 per month here, we do still anticipate about a $250,000 deficit in the operating fund this year, or I'm sorry, for 2025. So as far as the IT fund goes, a lot of our purchases and expenses for there are through software licenses, security, and contributions to the county's backbone to sustain the security portions of that. Also, this goes into replacing our computers and servers as well. On the sanitary sewer construction fund, a lot of this fund is paid for design services that we use for consultants, inspection services, and also we have a few projects coming up. We have a sanitary sewer lining project that we do annually. We are working with Chippewa Lake Village on a potential sewer replacement on Brookshore. While they're replacing the road, we've been trying to make it a point to also repair the sewers or replace the sewers in those areas. And then also the city is going to be working on a road replacement on North Huntington Street. And we actually have a sanitary sewer that is in an easement behind all of the homes. So the idea would be we'd try to get the sewer out to the main road and get the laterals to go out to the road instead of in the back. It's for maintenance and operations. It's a lot easier if we have them in the road. As far as our sewer capital improvement fund, over at our Hinckley wastewater treatment plant, we have a couple pieces of equipment that are needed replaced, a skid steer and a what I'll call a utility vehicle or a gator, if that makes sense. Over at Liverpool, we have building improvements that are needed. We have HVAC in 2 buildings that need to get replaced. Windows that are original to the 1970s construction that are in need of replace, and we're going to start replacing small portions of the fence as that's starting to deteriorate a little bit. Over at Chippewa, we have some just general tools and equipment that we need to have replaced, and that's just to kind of keep the plant moving and processing until that gets replaced here probably in the next 3 years, we're anticipating. As far as the sewer maintenance side, we are looking to purchase a new TV truck, a utility truck replacement, a dump truck replacement, and message boards for when we're working out in the road right away. Just a couple, and give you an idea of as far as some of the loans that we have on the books coming up here. We have loans for the Hinckley bar screen project, which is currently being constructed. We have a project coming up for it's an electrical upgrade over at the Hinckley wastewater plant. We have over at Liverpool, we have the Canby building, which is a structure we're going to build over our existing Canby system that tends to freeze when it gets down into the teens. We have a project to replace the sanitary sewers on Medina Road from essentially Medina line all the way to Bueller's. So that'll be a pretty massive project. And then also we're looking into either rehabbing or replacing the Plum Creek pump station, which is we're evaluating which route we feel would be best moving forward. So that kind of sums up most of the sewer side of things. I don't know if there's any questions on that, or if not, I can move into the water.
Well, with the anticipated increase, and you've got a 250,000 projected deficit operating, my presumption is you're going to try in working on the various, I guess, variable costs to try to bring it into alignment, correct?
Correct, and that would start to happen in 2026 is when we start having the positive.
Okay.
We do have enough available funds, cash funds in that
right. So
to handle.
we're eating into our cash carryover.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. but still it requires that additional fee to make sure we're covering those most recently. And as I understand, well, it has been historically philosophy for us to look at these as small increments rather than waiting over a period of years and have a big jump in the sewer rate.
Correct.
As well as water. The same thing.
Yep.
Okay. I understand one of our communities, Wadsworth in particular, is facing that dilemma where they delayed some incremental increases and they have a huge one now that they're trying to phase in over several years. So I think we're trying to avoid that.
That begs a good question too, which is, are they, at these thresholds, will we expect to replenish the cash reserves that we're tapping into? How long will that take? Till, you said 2026, when will be?
I would say I would say by 2027, it should be fully replaced,
Okay.
that 250,000.
And we'll be going, whenever we do our normal budget process, we'll be going through all that detail. Right now, we're just trying to, in advance, make sure that we've got the revenues coming in sufficiently, and then we can make the adjustments in the budgetary process.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, now you want to do the sewer, the water side, which is actually a little bit better.
The water, we are in this, I mean, as far as we have multiple funds similar to the sewer. The operating funds for the water are the exact same for the sewer. Employee wages, benefits, supplies, repairs, materials, gas, utilities, equipment transfers. They transfer into the same funds, the revenues do. That'd be the IT fund, construction and capital improvements. Based on the budgetary numbers, we're anticipating a $400,000 surplus in the operating fund with the proposed increase. The IT fund, again, is very similar to the sewer, as it covers software licenses, the security, support for the county's IT backbone, and to replace existing computers and servers. The water fund, again, it also covers our design services with consultants and inspection services. Some of the big projects that we have that we'll be having out of the water fund, which is these funds are these are projects paid out of cash, out of local funds. We have 17 water towers right now, moving on 18, and so we try to rehabilitate one of those towers every year. So they'll sandblast the paint off and repaint it. So we have a water tower painting for Ryan Road and the Westfield standpipe, and we're estimating that to be close to $900,000 this year. And the other piece is to have 3 automatic transfer switches installed at 3 of our pump station locations. And essentially what that does is power goes out, the power will automatically switch over to the generator without us having to go over and manually pull a lever.
It feels like a minute ago the tower rehabs were $750, $900. Wow.
The tower rehabs used to be about $400,000. Now they're itching up to about $650,000, and that's just since 2020.
Right.
So they've almost went up about 50% in price at least. So it's amazing how fast that's gone up.
Yep.
As far as the water capital improvement side, this is again a utility truck, the dump truck, and the message board. Some projects that we have numerous projects coming up here as proposed loan projects. We are currently working on the substation water main booster station project. The water main's in. We are just waiting for delivery of the pump station and installation of the generator, and that should be hopefully done I would say in the next 3 to 4 months. The substation water tower project, I don't know if you've had an opportunity to drive over there, but essentially the pillar is done and they're starting to work up top on the bowl area. That is anticipated to be done this summer of 25. We are working on our fixed-based water meter system. That's where we're going to be able to do all of our meter reads from the push of a button. So that project should be winding down hopefully late spring, I would say, of 25. We have a Westfield water plant upgrade project. We anticipate that being close to $10 million, but that'll allow us to double our capacity down in the Westfield area with our well sites down there. And the idea there is to eventually push water up against our up towards the Lake Erie watershed, thus limiting our reliance on our diversion permits. Another project we have coming is Garmin Road to develop some additional well sites that kind of goes with the Westfield water plant upgrade. And then we have 2 water main extensions, one at Bachdel and Branch. We're getting close to being ready to advertise that one out. We were able to secure some monies through OPWC on that. And then also Greenwich and Lake Road. That'll provide an extension from the village of Westfield's water system east along Greenwich or Greenwich, I guess it depends where you're from, to Lake Road, and then north up into the truck stop area. This will provide a secondary feed into that area, because as of right now, we just have the one feed coming down Lake Road off of Buffum, so that'll provide some additional redundancy to the water there. And that kind of concludes the water side of things.
Okay. Any questions or comments on the water part? Okay. Anything else?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right.
At this time.
Open up, look for any public comment on Facebook. I don't see anything. Okay, all right. And nobody here to provide comment. I'll just indicate for the record that these documents are available online. They can go online and download, especially the regulations. Are pretty lengthy. If anybody that is interested has all that detailed information. So.
And also we have one other public hearing.
There's right next week.
Next
Yep.
Monday at
Monday.
5 o'clock.
Next
Yep.
Monday at 5 o'clock. The general public want to come, as well as if they want to sign on Facebook, they have the opportunity to provide comment that way. So,
Sounds great.
With that, entertain a motion.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Move second to close the public hearing. Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Jeremy. Good
Thanks,
job.
Jeremy.
All right.